I'm so excited to have them on stage. Give it up for Kate Sisk.
Tony, hey everybody, happy to be here with you. Happy to be here. My pronouns are he, she, they, because that's the order that people panically yell them in. I am trans, but I don't care about my pronouns. Pronouns, for me, I don't know. They're kind of like bowling shoes. Like, none of them really fit, but I gotta pick one pair if I want to hang out with my uncle. You know? Kind of a prerequisite for uncle time. I am on hormones, but I don't want the surgeries. I've been thinking about the surgeries too. I don't want them. I don't want top surgery or bottom surgery. At least I thought I didn't, but then the other night I went out drinking, and in the morning, my Google search bar just said, possible to make penis out of breast skin? Which it's not. It's not. When the doctors build you a penis, they take skin from here or from here. Bottom surgery costs you an arm and a leg. And I was shocked to find that in my Google search bar, because I read it, I was like, dang, this guy knows something I don't. You know? That's kind of weird. I guess sober me doesn't want the surgeries, but apparently drunk me wants to hit like two very trans birds with one super gross stone made out of skin. A skin stone. A scrotum, I guess. Which I would also get. You can't get a scrotum with ball implants. You just put like big plastic things in it. I guess like cis guys, they got microplastics in their balls, but trans guys, they got macroplastics. They can make them big as you want, baby. They can make it hard to walk, you know? But I told a friend of mine that, he was like, I don't know, that's a little much. The dick I get, but the balls, that's a little much. And I was like, dude, did you know that there are testicular implants for dogs that get neutered? That's a real thing. They're called nudicles. You can order them for your neutered dog. We got people putting truck nuts on their shelter dogs, right? I was like, I think if pit bulls can have them, then like human men can have them. Feels like a fair trade-off. I don't know. I feel like it you should be able to do that surgery. You know, it makes sense. I feel like it's like one recovery, you know, fewer scars. You only got to go under anesthesia once. That's safer. You only got to have the one GoFundMe. That's easier. I think you save money. Hospitals save money. I even think the big one, insurance, would save money. I think it's an all-around good idea. I guess what I'm saying is, sharks. Boy, do I have an idea for you. You can have 100% stake in my company for the price of one booby penis. Plus, I feel like if that was how the surgery was done, that feels fair, you know? Like, I feel like however big your boobs were, that's how big your dick gets to be. You know, that feels fair, you know? Like, sure, I had to carry these clonkers around for 20 years, but now I get to have a big fat horse cock. That's karmically just. I think if you had boobs so big they hung to your waist, you get to have a dick that swings to your knees. So that's the platform I'm running on. I'm running for mayor. Did I mention that? Just kidding. I feel like Zoran could make it happen. He could make the surgery. Actually, no, he wouldn't. He would be like, all New Yorkers deserve giant cocks. Even you little titted fucks. I don't know. I just don't think I'm a good candidate for top surgery. Like, I was talking to someone, like a plastic surgeon, and he was like, you know, when we redo your chest, we put the nipples further apart because it's more masculine. And I was like, brother, you put my nipples any further apart, they're gonna be on my back. My nipples seem like they are in a feud and they refuse to make eye contact. Right? I feel like you move this one 1 inch, it's gonna be next to the other one. Right? The two on the same side, like a flounder. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's an interesting time of year for me because we're going into the colder weather, so I'm wearing bulkier clothes. And so most of fall and winter, when I have a full beard and bulky clothes, I get read as a man. I get a lot of, yes, here you go, sir, there it is, sir, he, him. And then when it gets warmer in the spring, I go back to getting she, her, because people can see my boobs. It doesn't bother me much, but it's a fascinating experience to have your gender change with the seasons. Springtime, I feel like I'm Frosty the Snowman, but instead of melting into a puddle, I'm melting into a human woman. It's so weird. But so I know that my boobs are the reason that I get read as feminine, but I wouldn't get rid of them because it just like feels too good to get them sucked. Like it just feels too good. Yes, that's right. Man, I hope you're taking notes. Suck the titties. They just cheered for tit sucking. Okay? You guys are all complaining about, it takes 45 minutes to go down and you do 2 minutes of tit sucking, it's gonna be quick. It's the best. I feel like that's like, I'm too horny to get rid of my breasts. That's like the manliest I could be, That's the broiest way I could come to this decision. It's like, I can't get on my breasts because then I might not as good. Not gonna do it. Nothing's more important than nutting. People might call me yes ma'am all the time, but I'm nothing good. I'll take it, it's a trade-off. Life's full of compromises. I've been chronically ill for a couple years, and it's not mentally, which is crazy. Based on everything so far, you think it mentally. I'm also mentally unwell, but I've been physically unwell. Gastrointestinally, couldn't figure out what it was, right? Went to gastroenterologist number 1, and I was bleeding rectally, yes. Yes, you know this? I don't know why I still do that. I was bleeding rectally, yes. Right before tea time. I was quite right, bleeding out the ass. As one does. But it wasn't as one does, it was more than one does. It was an quite unusual amount of blood. And so I was like, I gotta go to a doctor. I went to the doctor, he was like, I'm gonna give you a colonoscopy. And I was like, great, he's taking this seriously. And then he was like, in 3 months. I was like, how do I ask a doctor to just look at my asshole? Like, usually they're like, we're gonna put our fingers in all your holes. And this time I was like, can I please take off my pants? He did the colonoscopy. There was nothing wrong, according to the colonoscopy. And so I was like, so what's this blood, man? And he goes, well, I think you should lose weight. And I was like, am I in 1990? Like, what? I feel like I'm in an American Pie movie. Like, that is American Pie logic. Me fat, so butt bleed? Like, are you kidding? Where's Stifler's mom? Like, this is crazy. So I went to another gastroenterologist, and she ordered my second colonoscopy, right? But she was nuts. We were in the room, and she was like, I'm gonna do a colonoscopy. And then she opened the door, yelled to her assistant, who is in the waiting room with all the other patients, and yelled, colonoscopy for Sisk! Just like full HIPAA violation. Like that is, you could not have a clearer HIPAA violation. Like they probably show that in the training videos. Like, don't do this, right? And then I was like, well, there's other symptoms too. I'm having like symptoms like up here, like I'm having trouble, like my food feels like it's stuck here. And she was like, okay, all right, we'll do a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. And I was like, okay, and I thought it was ending there. She opened the door and she said to her assistant, make it a double! Like she was working at a hamburger joint. They're talking about a procedure I have to go under. Anyway, the truth is that, this is the last thing I'll say, I got it out of here. The truth is that all this is because I got my gallbladder out. And so I have these like a big bad stinky shits because I got my gallbladder out. And that is not caused by lifestyle. It's not from like drinking too much or smoking or eating a lot. It's one of the predetermining factors for needing to get your gallbladder out is estrogen. So I'm in this weird place where I'm like, if only I had transitioned into a man sooner, I wouldn't have these big stinky shits. But I feel like that's kind of what they're known for. It feels so ironic. It feels like being like, I should have become a lawyer sooner, otherwise, you know, because then I wouldn't have this raging cocaine addiction. I should have become a politician sooner, or else I wouldn't be a pedophile. All right, you guys have been really fun. I'm Kate Sisk.